And then let me pull this. It has the same description for everything.
What do you mean?
So all of our YouTube videos have the same description. It says episode 25. And it has a long ass like it's in such ill repair. And you know what? Like it's my fault. It's my fault.
It's all right. We were waiting for the jersey, clearly, and now we're here.
Jesus. I'm more than a little disappointed in this jersey. It's making me sick.
Why is it making you sick?
I fucking hate this jersey, guys. My flesh.
Yeah,
If I wasn't wearing a shirt underneath, I'm pretty sure it would be searing my flesh.
That was the idea.
Yeah, I have to wear a shirt underneath because my body is just not
More-
doing this right now.
more or less likely to burn you than the holy water at Pink's wedding.
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say less, but only by a little bit.
My mom was very disappointed. She wanted to go to the mass for the new pope at Rate Field, but tickets sold out.
Oh, just Rate Field, huh?
Yeah. Well, now it's I mean, they dropped. It's not guaranteed anymore, apparently.
Well, that's just smart because that was.
You know what I love is that this
Original.
current economic environment has made it such that a guaranteed rate is economically disadvantageous. You don't want a guaranteed rate. The rate keeps fluctuating, but it's only going up. And so you generally want a guaranteed rate would be a great proposition, but it would be horrible for your business right now. You could possibly go under if you keep your rate guaranteed.
Well, also, I mean, I think just because, like, obviously the whole Catholic Church, and then what Wrigleyvillers think about the South Side. The T was not always pronounced properly, I would say, when I've heard people from Chicago talk about the name of that field.
Yes, yes, I remember.
I know I've alluded to this before.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that before we got on the actual mic.
Of course.
I don't really feel comfortable making that joke all the time.
We're on live, Colin. This is all being recorded.
Oh, we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I have to wear a Japan jersey. So whatever you guys do that might be incriminating, this will be used against me, I'm sure, long after I rejoin the workforce. And this is rough. It doesn't help that Japan is like literally it's like correctly across, spelled across. It really hurts my soul.
Just Japan the whole time you're on screen.
It's rough. It's rough. Geez Louise. Well, I put it up, so it's only a matter of time before our servers break down from the flood of people joining.
People will probably be confused why you're wearing it though, because you're Samoan.
Okay. You know, it's comments like that make me regret doing a podcast, Colin. You know, like we're supposed to have fun here, and here you are poking fun of my weight.
I am not poking fun of your weight at all.
It's so
I'm
disrespectful.
clearly referencing an old grandmother who's trying to be super friendly with you at a nice Mexican restaurant.
One of the most hurtful things.
You had to go take the comment just the wrong way.
Okay, so I have like different ways of telling how much I weigh or how I look right now, my weight, with regards to my weight. And if somebody asks me, "Oh, do you play football?" It's like, "Oh man, I gotta hit the gym, dude. We gotta clamp down on this diet." But if they say, "Hey, do you play basketball?" I'd be like, "Oh, thank you. Like, dude, I appreciate that. Like, you're saying that I'm kind of like basketball lean right now." And I got that when I was remember when I was in COVID and I weighed like $2 and like 20. Yeah, they were like, "Hey, do you play basketball?" And I was like, "Thank you. Holy crap, man. Diet must be working spades. Like, this is amazing." But when they asked me like, "Hey, do you play football?" Like, I was like, "Oh man, that hurts, dude. Oh, I gotta, you know." And then when I tell them I'm a swimmer, they're just like, "Huh?" Like they kind of look at me like, "Oh, word."
They're like, "Really? Or are you a floater?"
Well, I guess you could float.
Yeah.
You fat ass. Like, I'm really surprised that you don't just cast aspersions on my weight. We're gonna go ahead and I think it's time, guys. It's time to cue the music. Let's get this show on the road. Welcome, one and all, to another edition of Everyone Hates Us, a podcast dedicated to the art of winning and the beautiful sport of baseball. Lots of baseball. And we're going to talk about NBA Finals. I'm your host, Euno Lee, joined by my gracious co-hosts, Dan Grievitz, Collin Murphy. Am I pointing in the right boxes? In the correct boxes? Sorry.
I wasn't paying attention.
That's the problem, Collin. We're out here in the middle. We're in the dog days of the MLB season. Like, this is it. It's officially dog days, boys. We're pretty close to the halfway point, approaching the All-Star break at what seems like a very, just like, a lot of the stuff we could have seen coming. Let's talk about something we didn't see coming. Something that hit like an asteroid. Rafael Devers, the former Boston Red Sox World Series champion, the final member of that 2018 World Series winning team, was traded to the San Francisco Giants on Sunday, I believe, for a bag of Cracker Jack and some peanut shells. All due respect to Jordan Hicks, I'm sorry, and your $30 million remaining on your contract. But what it looks like is a huge salary dump, essentially. It's a salary dump. And so, fellas, first take on the Giants getting Rafael Devers. Like, where were you when you heard of it? This is one of those kind of Luka Doncic, and we'll get to comparing it to Luka, but like, it's one of those like moments like, where were you? Like, when did you find out? Dan, where were you when you found out about this thing?
I think I was home. I don't remember exactly where I was, but I remember I found out from Colin's text to the group chat, and I was like, wait, who
Who am I referencing?
Completely out of nowhere. I do think the Doncic trade comparisons are valid. It has been heavily criticized for good reason on the Red Sox side. Devers is a hell of a player.
He is a hell of a player. He's not a hell of a versatile player much anymore. Murph, like, what were your thoughts that the Giants got him? Like, as a D-backs fan, like, what are you thinking?
I think I kind of expressed it, but I was not happy. This is a team we're going to be competing with for a wild card spot, most likely. I don't think they have the legs to stick it up for an actual real division race. And the weakest part of this whole team has been their bats. Matt Chapman's also going to be out for an extended period of time. And what they really, really need a bat like Devers. Devers immediately fits a need for them. Their pitching is deep. Hicks has been horrible for them. He wouldn't even, have a top 5 ERA for our starting rotation, much less the Giants. I don't know if it's still strong. I know they had 7 or 8 one-run games in a row, but there's a stretch there over 2 weeks where the Giants went 7-7, averaging 2.1 runs per game. This is a team that absolutely can be dangerous if the bats start coming alive. Devers instantly becomes, I believe, the best bat on that team, unless I'm missing somebody here. But they got their top-level bat. It feels like it's been 5 years. They've tried to throw money in free agency for someone to take their money and bat for them, and everyone says no. I don't think they ever get a player like Devers in free agency. Lefties just are not excited to hit at Oracle. And I think this ends up working out really well. Although one weird thing I did see was people mentioned that home run wise this year, he actually would have had more if he had played in Oracle versus Fenway. So apparently where he's been hitting his home runs aren't as affected. But we'll see with the Marine layer, how the wind blows out at Oracle. I think we've all, Oracle is a lot tougher to hit home runs out of. I don't necessarily believe that those StatCast home run numbers are going to be accurate there. But either way, great win for the Giants. They get a top echelon hitter. I mean, you saw it instantly. I don't know if you guys saw when the MLB All-Star results came out. The top vote getter for the DH in the AL is at like 200,000. Meanwhile, in the NL, it's Ohtani at well over 1 million and Devers at around 1 million. So he was the presumptive AL DH. He was running away with that race just to show kind of how dominant he really has been as a pure hitter. It's an excellent get for the Giants.
Yeah, that's part of it. He's been absolutely on fire. Like he in the month leading up to the trade, he had a 964 OPS. Like he's been killing the ball ever since that very slow start, but his numbers still look great just because he's been so good ever since. And they just beat the Yankees 5 out of 6, literally swept them, and then traded Devers.
Devers weirdly just owning the Yankees and the Red Sox waiting for that series to be done and then dealing him was kind of funny. Also took away the Giants starter versus the Dodgers. So kind of had a little double whammy there based off the timing. So that was kind of funny as well.
Gotta appreciate anytime you can make the team up north a little weaker, but they're going to be getting a lot stronger. One area that will be getting weaker is the third base defense. Is the drop off from Matt Chapman to Rafael Devers like the biggest drop off in defense? Like it might be the biggest drop off in defense possibly ever for players who actually play that position. Like, so if Chapman's out, do you think Devers plays third, or do you think he's going to stay as the DH?
Today he's officially listed as the DH.
Okay.
They said that they're going to start having him take some balls at first, but either way, the Giants have been in a weird spot with it. They've been floated the idea of putting Flores back at third. The Giants don't have a lot of great options. They have a glove first option that can't hit the ball at all. And then they have a bunch of people who really are going to be pretty bad defenders. Devers isn't a great third baseman, but he has played it before. And the Giants don't have a lot of MLB level options. I don't think it'd be crazy if Devers ends up taking some starts at third if Chapman stays out for an extended period of time. But long term, he's a first baseman DH. He's going to be alternating with Wilmer Flores, and Chapman's going to be the everyday third baseman.
I did love to see today when he was being introduced. He said, "I'm here to play wherever they want me to play."
You just knew that was coming.
I've never seen such disdain for somebody who's paying you $313 million. But it's been a topsy-turvy trip for the Red Sox.
I mean, yeah, there's things to criticize on both ends, but yeah, the Red Sox definitely, like, I hadn't looked into it as closely until now, but like, yeah, Alex Cora, like right before they signed Bregman, was saying like, Devers is our third baseman. If we sign Bregman, we're going to put him at second. Like he said all the things to keep like we're keeping Devers at third. He's our third baseman. And they signed Bregman and immediately flipped the script. And yeah, like I understand why he was annoyed. Like it seems like, well, yeah, like the Red Sox put out the expected hit piece on Devers. But in a lot of this stuff, the Red Sox come out looking worse than Devers, in my opinion. They look they look extremely dysfunctional, and I think that that shines a clearer light on the Devers situation. I think, yeah.
I'll give the Red Sox credit though, real quick, for basically what they should have done. It was a really easy fix for that, was to say, listen, guys, it's a business. You know, putting Bregman at second or saying that we would do that diminishes his value. Okay, like it makes it sound like we're not as interested and we're just trying to drive down the price. Okay, because we're in negotiations. It's business. You guys know how arbitration goes. All right. If they told Devers that and was like, hey, it's just negotiation, like, you know, it is kind of up in the air who's going to play third. We don't know yet, but we just wanted to kind of keep you in the loop as our 9-figure like investment and star player. We want to tell you like, hey man, like this is just negotiation. Like it's business. Like just take it with a grain of salt. Like we're not committing to anything, but we need to negotiate this out. Okay, like that's all. And if Devers like, yeah, I'm going to play everywhere, whatever. Like
I would argue this was never being debated. The moment if they signed Bregman, they were never going to let Devers play third. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
but
no, of course. He's like 34th and outs above average or something as a third baseman. Like I didn't know there were 34 third basemen in MLB. Like
I guess my point is like going your route. Even I still find that to be kind of disrespectful to Devers, who is a 9-figure guy that is you're supposed to be the face of your franchise. Like, dude, just be honest with them. Like we would prefer for you to move off this space. Like it's not that crazy. Altuve made a move, to the outfield. Like this isn't a foreign concept. One of the most selfish things Jeter ever did was force A-Rod to move to third.
That was insane. Yeah, insane.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think it'd been crazy, but I do think they're like it does seem like they really kind of offended him with the comments about he's hanging the glove up, and then when they asked him to bring the glove back out, he was very salty about that. I just think that, the communication would have gone a long way here. It really does look like the Red Sox just fumbled it. And the fact that their spiteful hit column doesn't even hit that hard against Devers kind of shows you how much they think even the writers have a tough time spinning this here. Because let's be honest, if there's nothing Boston isn't famous for, the hit pieces coming out after they deal a guy is pretty much, the Globe's about to cook every time one of these trades happens.
Yeah. Dan, do you have something?
I mean I was continuing on the hit pieces. Like it sounds like the Craig Breslow regime has come in after the Heimblum after Heimblum left and has it seems like there's a complete disconnect between there was guys from the previous organizations and there's a lot of tension coming out there, and then of course the ownership like this is really going back to the Betts trade, like that's what this has only just brought that back up to the fore. Like they got rid of Betts, and I saw it put very succinctly somewhere that they had Betts and Bogarts and Devers, and all three should have been like Red Sox retired numbers. Like they were all on the trajectory to be like Red Sox legends, and now they turned that into Connor Wong and Kyle Harrison and
Jordan Hicks.
Jordan Hicks, which is it's not a good look, especially as Bill Simmons pointed out. The John Henry, I forget his name, Henry,
right.
Henry.
His other team, Liverpool, is literally about to complete the biggest signing in Premier League history if all the bonuses come through for Florian Wirtz. $157.2 million. And meanwhile, they're trading away this guy over a disagreement, but he's a great player. He I've heard of course his defense is not good, but his bat is great enough to overcome it. Vlad Guerrero Jr. just got $500 million, and since they both became full-time players in 2019, Devers has been better, arguably. Like he's as a batter, he's averaged 4.4 WAR per season versus Guerrero's 4.2. So they're equivalent batters. They're both bad defenders. I'm just comparing. I would say paying $300 million for Devers is when Vlad Guerrero is getting paid $500 million is
it's not crazy.
It's important to note that some of this contract's already been paid off, and a good chunk of it's been deferred, or not a good chunk of it, a little bit of it has been deferred actually. And so the average annual value or the total amount due on this contract is somewhere in the league of like a 250. You knock off Jordan Hicks's 30 million, you're closer to the 220 zone. That'll play.
Yeah.
To me, that plays for DH
especially
or whatever.
for a team like the Giants that has struggled so much to get good players to take their money.
I think that's a big one.
Yeah.
Poor Arson Judge never made it. Carlos Correa never made it. He made it. He just didn't make it.
Buster Posey's in charge now, and this is a big coup for him. I think. Yeah. Good for him. They're building an interesting team there. He'll slot in as the best batter, especially since Adames has not done that much this year. But he'll probably turn around a bit.
So circling back on this though, I would also just take a moment to kind of dump on the Red Sox again, who have now, of those three guys you mentioned, Mookie, Bogarts, and Devers, they've now dumped each one of them to an NL West team, and none of them are the Diamondbacks, which frustrates me a lot personally. But if you remember when they dealt Mookie or whatever, they mentioned the whole thing was to keep Bogarts and to keep guys like Devers. Well, now they're all gone. I would also like to point out that 2018, 2019, if you look at their payroll, and then you look at what their payroll was this year and last year, you'll notice there's a $35 to $40 million gap. Essentially, Mookie's AAV. So they did not use that money to do anything, actually. They just didn't pay anything. They have now dropped to 13th in payroll this year. The Red Sox. They made the playoffs one time in the last 5 years. This is the Red Sox. This isn't a team that should be salary dumping. This should be a team running a top line payroll year after year after year. They bring in tons of money. That fan base is amazing. They have a very, very good fan base. It's honestly ridiculous what the Red Sox are doing here. And oh my God, dude, we deserve Garrett Crochet.
The Red Sox record since trading Mookie is 390 and 391. They're one game under 500.
They're the definition of mid,
Yeah.
which is infuriating. And I feel like you guys kind of took some of the steam out of my Red Sox rant, and I'm cool with it. I actually like that you guys brought it because it's important to note again, the salary this is insane. Like it's just I don't understand how you can be the Red Sox and be like, oh, we have contracts that are underwater. Well, no kidding. So does everybody else. Like what are you talking about? Like what?
Their current 26-man roster is underneath the Orioles. Just for perspective of how low it is right now.
That's insane. Like
and everyone complained about the Orioles not pushing in with all their chips or whatever. This is the Red Sox, and I it just absolutely blows my mind. They made moves this offseason to ostensibly compete this year. Like trading Devers is not a compete this year move, although I get he's disgruntled. Now they're talking about their young guys again. The Red Sox should be a team competing year after year, not pushing the can down and being like, oh, we'll compete in 3 years. Like this is a team like the Dodgers, like the Yankees. These are teams that should be competitive year after year after year.
Yeah. There was a really good article on The Athletic discussing the trade, and it started with a very good comparison here. I'm going to quote it real quick here. The Red Sox won several championships in the early part of the century, the last in 18. After the 19 season, they gave away their best player in his mid-20s prime in a staggeringly lopsided trade. The player became the centerpiece of his new team, which soon replaced the Red Sox as the sports-dominant franchise. This happened both to the 1918 Red Sox when they gave up Babe Ruth and the 2018. Like, yeah,
I don't want to go that far, but
I mean, he's not Mookie Betts is not Babe Ruth, but he's a hell of a player, and ever since they've been they've been one game under 500. They've been, like you said, the definition of mid. And
sorry,
it seems like the turning, the Red Sox were consistently great. And from 2004 to 2018, they won 4 World Series, and since then, the air has gone out of them, and this is just a final blow. Like for the first time in since 2004, I think there's no player on the Red Sox who won a World Series with them.
It's kind of crazy to think about, really.
That is crazy to think about because we're not talking about the longest period of time ever here, and baseball careers tend to be longer. I want to go back to this Mookie trade, and I don't really want to get too much into what they got back for it because I felt like at the time, considering what they were trying to do, and this is where I kind of pivot off, considering what they were trying to do, which is cut payroll and hey, have some flexibility to re-sign high-end potential free agent, homegrown guys like a Devers or a Bogaerts. It kind of made sense to me back then why you would move Mookie if you felt like the window was over. That's it. We got our ring, and we got to kind of restart and then build around Bogaerts and Devers. Here's the thing. Chaim Bloom, when he was in charge, he basically just launched the rebuild. I don't understand what the rebuild was for. You basically just kept throwing deck chairs off and then was like, okay, we're out on Bogaerts. Okay, Devers, we'll give him the money. So in fairness, they gave Devers the money. And then, now what? So you guys are saving money, cost cutting. And so to Murph's point, he doesn't like that they're cost cutting for a contention window and kind of ebbing and flowing. Dude, they are ebbing. That's it. There's no flow. It just ebbed. And where the hell are we? If I'm a Red Sox fan, the thing I'm pissed about is, hey, you preached patience after 2018 because all right, cool, we won it. You bought yourself some goodwill with a historically great team. That was an amazing team to have put together. So you broke it all up and you preach patience, and there's no semblance of a team that looks like it's going to be competitive in the next 5 years. I don't see it. What are you going to slap onto this team to make it beat the Yankees? And it has to be so frustrating for a Red Sox fan to see, hey, we're going to paper cut our way to 81 wins. We added Walker Buehler. I'm a Dodger fan. I love Walker Buehler. He's not your marquee signing. Alex Bregman, he's all right. He's pretty damn good. Okay,
He's
like
playing great this year.
yeah, he's good.
But he also gets hurt, which is what he did.
He misses time.
No.
And his underlying metrics were a little shaky coming in, so people were a little kind of soft on him. Where is the marquee signing, guys? Like, where are you pushing in the chips? And when is this happening? Because it's not happening, And that's the thing that bothers me. If I'm a Red Sox fan, is like, you preach patience. We've been patient. We don't see a 3-year window here. We don't see a 3-year or 5-year window here. Like, when does that start? So I would be furious with ownership for doing this.
I mean, I do think the marquee acquisition was Crochet, but
there you go. Yeah,
it was a very
that's a
savvy
good one.
acquisition.
Yeah.
But also it was a relatively cheap one because they bought out
it's cost controlled.
Years. Yeah. And they have a whole bunch of prospects coming up, which might work out. But if you're trying to build something, you don't trade away a guy who's in his 20s. Like the idea is like if Roman Anthony works out and Christian Campbell works out and Garrett Crochet works out, like you're bringing them together with a guy like Devers who's established and like trying to build something, but you're trading Devers like over something like this, and it's infuriating.
I'm gonna do a little woo here, with the Orioles and kind of hand waving. All right, because there is a little bit of woo in baseball. All right, like kind of vibes based things that happen in baseball. The O's last year, competitive, serious. They got Gunnar, they got Adley. Adley wasn't doing that good last year, but you get my point. They got Gunnar, they got players who are bought in, and they got Corbin Burns. Added a big kind of the Red Sox formula from this year, if you think about it. Sans the big contract. They don't have a big contract, right? And so the Orioles kind of trotted that out there. Well, what do? Burns walked. They didn't replace him. Santander walked. Didn't replace him. Sorry, Ramon.
Yeah, Santander home.
Yeah, we had Santander at home.
Favorite quote.
No, you had Santander at home.
Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah. And what happens is the vibes kind of deflate. Your other players don't play as well. Like I definitely think this O's funk has something to do with the vibes. It's like, hey, management doesn't believe in this team enough to push the chips in. They're trying to make us like do more with less. And that just, it kills morale. It kills morale. Like the Red Sox are doing the same thing. Like they're like, hey, we got to do more with less. I don't think Devers was unpopular in the clubhouse. Okay, I think the rumor mill said that he was, but I don't believe Boston sports media any more than you guys do. And so it's not like he's a clubhouse cancer. All right. Like he is just doing his thing. All right. Like, but he is raking. Hey, the most important thing is he's balling out. That's the part I don't understand. Like on your team, he is balling out. Your sad ass mid team, he is balling out. What the hell?
He's like, he was the only like sure thing in that lineup. And like now what do you like it's a bunch of kids.
A bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Like who's their best player now? Jaron Duran? Like
probably is Duran.
Yeah.
I mean best position player. Crochet.
Yeah. Yeah. Crochet is the best player, period. But
Bregman will presumably be back next month and he's good too. Like, but he's not gonna move like 2025 Alex Bregman isn't gonna push you over the top, especially if you're getting like this is got to be so deflating for them. And I agree. Like I do think the Orioles funk has to do with their lack of pushing in the chips, especially with the brief glimmer of hope that was getting rid of the owner that they were. Yeah. And right back.
Those remind me a lot of the 2018 Diamondbacks. Playoff team got what's called our refusal to bring back JD Martinez, who tried like 8 different contract ideas to find something, and the refusal to spend it. And I don't know, the team just was on bad vibes, like funk all year round afterwards. I basically I'm saying I just fully agree with your guys' whole thing here. When you don't reinforce a squad that thinks that they were like just a piece away, it is deflating for them in the offseason. And I think it's because it's the offseason. It hurts even more than the deadline, where you can have the rally around the flag effect almost.
Yeah.
Instead,
like
you're just kind
Tigers did last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, you like, because you're in the locker room, you're with your guys, like, no, our guys are come through. Yeah. But you're not with your guys. You're just sitting around at home. You're kind of like, dude, what are we doing? Like,
you're checking your phone being like, what the hey,
dude, Buster, don't be telling me this.
But it's like, it's a slap in the face to the players. You're saying, like, your ownership, your boss is telling you, you guys, I don't believe in you guys being able to push it. and then they're going to come down here and tell you we got to do more with less. They're going to, hey, it's, times are lean. We got to just learn to do more with less. What the hell? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of vibes is that? Like,
it does feel like, going back to the Doncic comparisons, it does feel a little bit like he got traded because management didn't like him. Like, they didn't like how he handled the situation, and they sort of had a personal grudge against him and sent him out. And like, that might not be the entire reason, but still, like, that can't be, like, if you feel like the team is gonna send you out if they decide they don't like something you said, then yeah, you're gonna be looking over your shoulder. It's gonna be bad for morale. It's gonna affect them.
Also, they didn't shop him. Like, what?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Why are the Red Sox so dead set on putting their best players in the NL West? I just don't get it.
Hey, we were the best offer on the table for Mookie. From what I heard, we were the best offer on the table. Nobody else is going to pay for a 1-year rental of Mookie the way we did. Okay, so so here's my problem with ownership. This all could have been prevented. My thing is, maybe they wanted this. To Dan's point, they don't like him, and they wanted this. That it wasn't just the, hey, can you move positions? How are you not keeping your $313 million asset in the loop, about stuff so that it comes out in the media? That's my problem. Is like, why are we hearing about this? What do I care?
He's the guy. Like, he's the guy. He's supposed to be the guy for years.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I don't even think it's the ownership. I think it's the front office, the GM, because this is a contract given out by the previous regime, and it's clear that this new regime just never really thought Devers was worth this and didn't like him from the start. That's the read I get on it, just because of how poorly everything was handled and communicated. And this just seems like the classic. I mean, you know this, where what's his name, Laurie, basically undid everything Chip Kelly did. The moment they got him out of town.
Yeah.
But it just seems like new regime didn't respect the moves of the previous regime, and then just make a ego-filled decision to kind of just cut costs. And
they were very
my guys.
They were brusque with him. They were very like kind of short with him and just kind of putting this crap out there in the media, and it was very like antagonistic.
Yeah.
And the hit pieces going out, of course. I mean, Craig Breslow, I don't know what pictures you got, but good God, bro. Like, what is this? You even have Poppy coming out saying, like, I texted him and he almost never texted back. I was like, bro, y'all got Poppy in on? How much did you pay Poppy? Like, what pictures of Poppy do you have? Like, I was just, what is going on?
Sure, but we also got the story of the scouting director getting fired because he got caught on a hot mic on Zoom saying, what was it? Thanks, Bress, you fucking stiff, during a team meeting.
Woo! Man.
Yeah.
Do not question the Breslow.
No one leaks like Boston leaks. Like, I
oh
swear.
My Lord. And don't get me wrong, these fans don't deserve anything. Okay.
No,
like, I hate Boston fans. Yeah.
I still remember that kid with that stupid sign of, I've had more parades than birthdays.
Nice.
Yeah.
These fans don't deserve nothing. All right. But
maybe it's the natural cycle. Like they reach for the sun, and like Icarus, the wings melt, and then they need 86 years to cool down and find their humility again, and then it cycles back again. So 2104, we'll expect the Red Sox to finally win again, and we'll start the cycle over again.
Are we playing taps for the Red Sox, boys?
They'll be
Is that what we're doing?
insufferable by 2107.
Oh, don't pretend that you didn't have taps lined up for the Red Sox.
Are we playing taps?
Start on today.
I think this is the first one in a while that I'm fully on board with.
All right.
Yes, this does feel like we moved from the five good emperors, the Antonine dynasty, to the crisis of the 3rd century here.
You guys are doing my job for me. This is amazing. Keep rolling. So here lie the Red Sox, who traded away a generational talent in Mookie Betts, then bemoan the fact that their highest paid player will not change positions, while Mookie Betts literally took up shortstop after playing right field for his entire major league career. You know what it is? It's the Red Sox are racist. That's what it is.
I mean,
They're just racist.
They never would have done
It
this
is
to
Boston.
Benintendi.
They didn't do themselves any favors. All right, like
they picked
You-
Alex Bregman over Devers.
they picked everything over Mookie Betts. Like, bruh. At the time of the trade, Mookie Betts was the second best player in baseball. I think it was hands down, not
Yeah.
even a question.
Yeah. It was.
It's Trout
yeah.
than him.
Yep.
I was like, did Kyle have a stroke? Like, what is going on? Like, why are you trading him? I can't.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that should have been a one-team guy. And
Yeah.
the fact that Artie Moreno was able to do it with his guy and the Red Sox weren't is just unbelievable.
That's the best. Wow. And way to finish it off with a 360 tomahawk, champ Collin. Artie Moreno outmanaged you.
There's nothing I'm good at. It's twisting that knife the last time.
You're not even twisting. You're just doing this. Like,
Build a fire on that rib
yeah,
cage.
building a fire with the handle there. Like, good Lord. All right. Well, that's enough Devers talk. Yeah, I feel horrible for Red Sox fans, but I never feel horrible for them. Screw them. Yeah, it's a tough time, and baseball's better when the Red Sox are good. You know, it's just a fact of life. When AL East is popping off, that's what you want to see. Like, could you imagine how awesome it would have been to have a 4-team AL East? Like Rays just randomly popping out of the woodwork, Orioles, the hot young team, and then Yankees and Red Sox, like the warships, the old barges.
We were supposed to have a 5-team and AL East, like the Orioles. Yeah, like Orioles.
We're not
Rays,
counting Toronto. Toronto is. You want to talk about the definition of mid? They are
Sure,
mid
but
despite trying.
Like NL West has 4 great teams and then the Rockies. But this is a team. This is a division that was like their worst team was supposed to be the Toronto Blue Jays, who were supposed to be mid. Like
Yeah,
it was all supposed to be either mediocre or mediocre
Or
to
better,
really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Jays are like the AL version of the Giants in the sense that they offer all this money every free agency.
nobody wants to go. You know what it is, guys? You know what those two towns have in common? Taxes. The taxes are crazy. All right, and especially Canadian federal taxes are insane. All right, like I think we went over this. We talked about it for Vladdy. Like why you have to offer him $500 million to stay is like that's the equivalent of like $350 million like anywhere else. It's just like that's how bad it is. Yeah, taxes absolutely kill you. In California too. Murph, you and I know better than anybody else. You know,
Yeah.
California taxes are a killer. So
I think the other funny one there was anytime you heard like there was a final 3 of X Toronto, San Francisco, you're like, yeah.
So they're going to X. All right, we got it. Like, Judges going back to the Yankees. Yeah, that's a tough one. Well, let's talk about a guy who's getting paid $700 million, you know, and is probably fairly compensated. Shohei Ohtani, of course, had his first pitching time, you know, first pitch in more than 660 days. I believe was the number, was 663 days since he had thrown a pitch
Yeah.
in
since
a
August
major league
2023.
game. Yeah. And he is back. Dan, our resident Dodger fan, what was your takeaway from his first inning? He gave up 1 earned, 2 hits, touched 100 on the gun. He really touched them all yesterday. He had a strikeout of Machado, I felt like,
Yeah.
kind of taken away by a weird check swing call where the Dodgers were not allowed to complain about check swings. So, Dan, what was your overall takeaway from his first kind of rehab start?
I thought he looked good, especially since it was his first rehab start. He's doing a rehab start in the majors against a pretty good team, despite them not being that good offensively this year. But yeah, like the top of the lineup is good, and he looked rusty at times. Some of his pitches were overthrown, but he didn't walk anyone. He threw strikes. He threw good pitches. He hit 100, like you said, and should have had the strikeout with Machado. And I did enjoy seeing him. Did you see he was talking shit to Machado on third base at some point later in the game? Like, you swung. Like,
I mean, Shohei's got a little bit of that nasty. He's pretty competitive. Yeah, he's got some of that there. Despite his clean Wonder Boy image that he projects to the Japanese media. But yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty good start.
It was encouraging. Yeah,
he had some nasty run on some of those. Like he dotted one on the outside corner. I don't know if this is his like cutter or like I don't know, not his cutter. Sorry, but it's like a split finger ish that's dropping now,
He's
and
got
it's got a different.
and he's got a few different.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got a new like kind of pitch that kind of cuts in and has a little bit of run, and it goes like 98, and I was like, wow, okay, that's tough. Don't want to hit that. So that's he looked great, I thought. Is this like the eating glass version of a rehab starts? Because like you're playing the top 3, so if you keep starting, you're just gonna get the top of the lineup every time. That's your rehab. Is like, yeah, I work out and I take Tren and eat glass, and my rehab starts against the best 3 hitters on every major league team. Like, is this what he's doing? Like,
At
what do
least
you
on
think?
the broadcast, it sounded like that's like he said he wanted to do it against this divisional opponent. Like he wanted the high pressure of it. So kind of,
This guy's
yeah.
a psycho. Like, I love him, dude. This guy's absolutely a serial killer. Like, I'm glad he plays baseball, because otherwise we'd be reading him out of like on 60 Minutes.
Or he's a professional gambler. Also, big news over the weekend was his former agent just went to federal custody.
Not his agent, his former interpreter, Ipe Mizuhara,
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Interpreter.
submitted to federal custody. He is in jail. Everybody rejoice. You steal from show, you get the horns.
That's what I thought the Ohtani news you were bringing up was originally.
Oh my
I was
God.
actually surprised. We were
Kidding
talking about
me.
his 9 ERA start.
Hey, I knew Murph was going to bring up the 9 ERA, but here's the thing: it only takes one more outing to make it a 4.5. All right, all right, and one more, and we're at a 3.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Yeah, we're doing math out here.
I'm just gonna cut it. We're gonna keep cutting it. Okay, but no, the pitches look good. The stuff looked good. I think there was some concern that the velocity might not come back. We actually don't know. Jury's still technically out, because anytime you're pitching 3 against 3 batters, who knows what you're going to bring.
But
But,
he looked, he was hitting high velocity, looking, with ease. It looked like
He looked comfy. Yeah.
this is his first time pitching a competitive game in a long, long time. And I thought it was very encouraging.
Yeah. So I'm stoked, and I'm sure he's going to continue the steady diet of glass. Just playing as the top 3 hitters in every lineup. Like, give me the D-backs game. Let me see those guys again.
Oh no!
Well, he's got the Nats next, I think. Which
He's
is
got James Wood, and
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Name another one.
C.J. Abrams.
That's a good one. Is CJ in the top? Is he batting leadoff for them?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Wood is hot right now, though.
Wood is
Wood has been hot all year. Like, that guy's been
He sure
cooking.
has.
That's some
I've
hot
won both
wood
my
right there.
leagues. It's been great.
This man is pure Tinder. This guy. 928 OPS. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. That is.
And still behind Teo in All-Star voting.
Hey,
Ninth.
yeah,
Somehow.
Jason Wood is buried, and then
James
Corbin
Wood's
is
behind
also.
Andy
Where's
Pies.
Corbin?
Andy Pies.
We should transition to that. So the first returns on the All-Star balloting are here, and oh boy,
Dodgers pulled up Padres or in Royals. Blue Jays.
the Dodgers are pulling a yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so here we go. I need the vote counts. Where are my vote counts? Here we go. Okay, so I'll read them off because this is technically a podcast. In the AL, in the outfield, Judge with 1.5 million, Green with 675,000, Mike Trout with 475,000. Yay! Mike Trout with a 770 OPS is okay. All right. Jacob Wilson, the rookie at shortstop for the A's, 562,000.
Hell yeah.
J Ram at third, obviously, 968,000. Jacob Wilson over Bobby Witt is interesting. There's a
he's
lot of
having a good
eligible
year.
shortstops here.
But yeah, it's surprising. Witt has the name recognition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the name recognition. I know Gunner's kind of had a down year as well, and Witt's been Witt's been up and down. But yeah, Jacob Wilson, congratulations, you're in the lead. Gleyber Torres of all people, 535,000 at second base.
Dude,
And
AL
then-
second
First
base
base.
is a hole. AL second base is a hole. That is so
Who's at
bad.
AL first base?
Huh?
AL first base is our boy Paul Goldschmidt.
That's right.
667,000 votes. Jeez Louise.
Can't complain about that one.
At DH, we've got Ryan O'Hearn from the Orioles at 353,000. And at catcher, a no-brainer, Cal Raleigh, 1 million. He's the second highest vote getter after Aaron Judge, which should come as absolutely no surprise. That man has been possessed. Cal Raleigh has like a 269 batting average, which is basically the most terrifying number I've ever heard. Like that is, to me, not tenable. Like you cannot have Cal Raleigh batting 269 on top of all his power metrics. That is a problem for everybody.
If he keeps up this pace, it's might be the best offensive season.
Best offensive season by a catcher of all time. Yeah,
of all time. Yeah,
that's what we're looking at. Which is hilarious. Let's go, Dumper. Speaking of great offensive seasons by a catcher, there's another guy on the NL side who's raking. Let's go to the NL vote leaders. We got the catcher Will Smith for the LA Dodgers at 1.1 million. We got Freddie Freeman at first at 1.1 million as well, just slightly ahead of Smith. Second base is a no-brainer. It's Ketel Marte, 850,000. Shortstop, not as much of a no-brainer as you think, but Francisco Lindor, 1.0 million.
I think the only shocker there is Lindor has gotten just jobbed by the fan votes the last several years, like finding himself just weirdly low in it. I don't even think he was a finalist a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. And you think the Mets, New York, he's a pretty big name even out of Cleveland. You'd think, if anything, he'd be biased in his favor, but it just the voting has never really gone his way. I know part of that's Cubs with Swanson, the Braves with was it Arcia, or no, who's the shortstop? Arcia's the second baseman. It's or Albies.
Yeah, I think it is. Well,
it's Arcia. Albies the second baseman. Yeah. Either way, but one of the two. The other one was screwing over Ketel. Yeah, it's just been, I don't know. Lindor's just been really on the bad end of things.
He wasn't an all-star last. Like he hasn't been an all-star since 2019.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean Perdomo and Ellie got over him a couple years ago. I think last year.
Ellie. Oh my god.
He's had 5.4, 6.1, and 6.9 Baseball Reference WAR seasons, and hasn't been an All-Star.
He finished second in MVP voting last year, and top 10 the 2 years before, and he didn't make the All-Star game. That makes no sense to me. I'm sorry.
And the NAL took three shortstops last year.
You know what it is? It's the Mets just like mentally checking out. It's the Mets fans who just like pretend baseball doesn't exist after this season starts rough, or they had these expectations and it's not working out. They're just like, fuck baseball, man. I don't want to be remembered. Like I don't want to remember baseball. Well, this year they want to remember baseball because they're in first place. So that they're still, and I think that's what it is, Murph. We're speaking to the fair weatheredness of the New York Mets fan base because they're literally they're showing out now because they're in first.
Well, last year with the commissioner's pick, actually, they basically got to pick who went in, and widely it was between these two combo players, and they picked Pete Alonso because he told him he'd only do the home run derby if he was picked, and Ellie De La Cruz. And the alternative combo was going to be Lindor, and it was widely speculated Christian Walker.
Which makes sense.
So it seemed like, the commissioner, because those are pure commissioner picks. The commissioner literally picked, Alonso over Lindor, and I guess Ellie to an extent, but they were never going to take 4 shortstops. So
Well, Rob Manfred's just known for good decisions.
Yeah, no, I mean.
I just also want to say it's not fully the fans' fault. The commissioner literally could have picked Lindor. He chose not to.
I think the fans definitely should
screw him over.
Well, the fans need to show out. This is stupid.
Yeah.
You can't have the second place MVP vote getter who it's not like he had a slow start to the season. He was he was Francisco Lindor pretty much the entire year, if I recall correctly.
He was better in the second half because he was pretty much WAR equivalent to Perdomo. Heading into the All-Star game. I was tracking that pretty aggressively.
Okay. So you were trying to get Perdomo in.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
In either case, let's finish this off. We've got...
Yeah, he had a 100 OPS.
Oh, okay. So he was scuffling. Okay. To start there.
Yeah,
he's still fucking Francisco Lindor. If Mike Trout can get in the center field,
Yeah, 828. He did it probably higher. I don't know what I'm looking at. But yeah, he was a lot better in the second half.
Okay. Well, at third base, we got Manny Machado at 955,000 votes. And the outfield is where it gets real interesting. It gets real spicy here, boys. We got PCA, obvious, at 1.1 million, which is a good amount of votes. And then you got Kyle Tucker at 704,000, which, okay, he's been balling. He was hurt for a little stretch there, but he's been balling. And then in third, we've got Teoscar Hernandez. I don't know what the hell happened here, boys, but 685,000 votes for Teo. And then of course rounding it out at DH, Shohei Ohtani, close to 1.4 million. The obvious leading vote getters for the respective leagues, Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. We need to come back to this outfield situation. Not making a whole lot of sense. Where is Corbin Carroll, guys?
He's fifth.
He's fifth? Who's
Yeah.
fourth?
I can't remember.
Soto.
Yeah, yeah.
Juan Soto is fourth. Wow.
Mhm.
There's someone also egregiously bad at sixth, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's another bad selection. I can't remember
Is
who.
it Andy Pages?
Oh, it's Acuna.
Acuna's sixth, who hasn't played a lot, but he has played really well in a very, very abbreviated amount of time.
Yeah.
And then Andy Pages is seventh, which is funny.
I think what's it called? Honestly, as long as Carroll makes it in the top six, like, I think the second vote will correct the mistake that the fans go. Because once you get rid of all the homer voters, I think the better player gets through. The problem is when two sets of homers like rule out an actual deserving player. Because we've had to deal with this every year, whether it was the Cubs one year, the Braves another year, Blue Jays and Royals were famous for it in the AL. Like, there's always a fan base that decides to go nuclear on the voting and just put all their players in no matter what. And then,
I mean, if you do this by fan voting, there's always going to be shenanigans like that. This happens all the time in the NBA as well. Like, undeserving guys get voted starters all the time. It's just, it's a popularity contest at the end. I kind of I think baseball is better at this than other sports because they have guys like up and coming guys like Pete Crow Armstrong has 1.1 million. He's the leading outfield vote getter. He's been playing great this year, but like he didn't have a lot of name recognition before this year. So I like that they recognize guys like that. I think they are better than that than other sports.
That's true. Yeah, no, we definitely do have a lot more objective fans who do, kind of tap in and make sure that the right guy gets the honor.
But not always.
But not always, as evidenced by Teoscar Hernandez out here in third place. So I'm actually going to go through real quick, and then let's just see like who's on the cusp. So I've got the full ballots here, or the full ballot counts here. So yeah, Teoscar is in third. He's like 10% ahead of Juan Soto, which is insane. And then we got Corbin Carroll, Ronald Acuna Jr., Andy Pages, Fernando Tatis Jr. is down in eighth. Yikes. James Wood in ninth, which is a crime. And then Brandon Nimmo. What the hell are you doing here? Okay. Yeah, this is an ugly outfielder situation, but it is kind of we're at 355 for Brandon Nimmo and then 625 for Juan Soto. But there's some room here. You can definitely move up. I don't think Will Smith is ever gonna be caught. It's 1.1 to 400,000 for Carson Kelly. LOL.
Who's in third? Because the top two goes into a runoff, and Will Smith could lose a runoff. He's not going to lose a runoff to Carson Kelly. Like, that's not happening.
Yeah,
it drops off even more. It's Francisco Alvarez on the Mets and
JT Realmuto.
And then your boy
JT, I didn't know he was still playing Realmuto.
So yeah,
and then your boy Hunter Goodman over in fifth.
Dude, there we go. Hunter, he's too good, man.
Hunter, he's too good, man. At DH, we got Shohei. We got Devers, poor Devers. And then Seiya Suzuki at 358. So Devers at 796. He would have been the runaway DH for the AL.
Yeah.
And so we got Ryan O'Hearn on an AL All-Star graphic. It really happened, boys. Third baseman, we've got Manny out front of Max Muncy, 955 to 415. And then third, we got Eugenio Suarez, the big Gino himself, 290. So it does kind of fall off a little bit. It's kind of a bummer. Some of these guys are not going to get recognized. I think
Suarez in a head-to-head against Machado, that could be interesting. Because Suarez's home run numbers, which is one of the graphics they always put out, is going to do well for him.
Mm-hmm.
And Machado's not really the most loved player. But if it's Machado versus Muncy, I think Machado rules that pretty easily. Wasn't Muncy like a week or two away from getting DFA'd?
He was not a week or he was never a week or two away from getting DFA'd. He had a slow start, then he put on some glasses, and then he started hitting with a 1.2 OPS. Okay,
my understanding is that like he was pretty much on the Chris Taylor pipeline, and then he actually started hitting.
Tap dancing Christ! I am not hearing this.
Pretty terrible for a couple of years to get.
Chris Taylor had years to figure it out. Okay, years. We gave him years.
Just tell me what I was hearing.
Oh my Freaking Lord. You're spending too much time over in the Dodgers subreddit. All right. That's where you are. That's what they're talking about.
Only
Tommy
there after-
Edman, second place at second baseman. That is a crime. I'm sorry. I love Tommy Edman more than the average guy. Bryce Turang being ninth and Tommy Edman being second is some disrespect. Bryce Turang has gotten so lucky at the plate this year. I don't know how he's doing this, but he was mashing to start the season. The fact that with that defense and that like above water offensive production from that guy, and he's ninth, not cool.
I love this actually. I really like a Cattell versus Tommy Edman head to head. Once the Dodger fans get deluded, like Cattell's gonna run away with that head to head. So that's gonna go great for him.
I don't think there's a better second baseman in baseball than that guy. I don't think it's particularly close. Yeah.
I think if you put Donovan in there, like that could maybe be a little tricky. I still think Cattell's better than him. Like Donovan's just played more games.
No, Donovan's played more games, but Cattell is matching him in WAR, and Donovan has been falling off a cliff this month.
Also,
he's batting to like a 600
30
OPS.
points higher in weighted runs created. So like, I mean, again, the bat's not even remotely the same.
It's not even close.
Donovan, I think he still is the hits leader. Like he does lead in some volume stats like that. I think
He
Donovan
should
would
be
more,
second probably, but
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
not even like, yeah.
I think he'd be more competitive head-to-head challenge. While like Edman,
But he's
I
in
think
fourth.
everyone that isn't a Dodger fan is gonna be like, "LOL, no, guys, come on, stop."
Best
taters.
second
What are
baseman
you
in
talking
baseball,
about?
as far as I'm concerned.
Reigning
So-
NLCS MVP.
Yeah.
Right there.
Put some respect
Yeah.
on his name.
Oh, are they the back-to-back defending NLCS MVPs going head-to-head?
Oh, that's right.
No.
That's true. Wow, that's pretty funny. Damn. Second baseman. Love the NLCS.
Honestly, the NL, second base is just so much better than the AL.
All of our racist Dodger fans have put Freddie Freeman ahead of Pete Alonso. Dan.
Good. Screw it. Alonso didn't deserve last year's. It was a joke.
Alonso's getting it. He's getting it this year. He's absolutely balling this year. Dan, we need to have this like discussion of what your favorite Dodger player says about you. And it's like, if your favorite player is Freddie, if you just sit, okay, I sit over, you guys know where I sit on the field level in the back, okay, behind home, and you get to see all the jerseys that people are wearing. Freddie Freeman jersey, guaranteed they are white, like guaranteed. You can spend money on a Freddie Freeman jersey.
Okay, but he did just hit a World Series walk-off grand slam like within the last few months.
Okay, last year. Let's go to last year.
Yeah, last year.
Last year before you did that, if you're
But
wearing a Freddie Freeman jersey, you're
I
white.
agree.
I'm sorry. Like it's just no ifs, buts, or coconuts, boys. Like that's
Yeah.
a white person.
But with the
I
playoff run
saw
he had,
a lot of Latinos in Freddie Freeman jerseys. When I
This
visited
year,
the
yes.
stadium. No,
But
even
last-
before.
okay.
I commented to you before. Remember, we were at that game, and I counted out how many more Freddie Freeman than Mookie Betts jerseys.
That's
there
true.
were.
Yeah, no, we had that too.
Yes.
It's like, oh my God, there are no Mookie Betts jerseys out here. And
Also,
it
the women love Freddie Freeman. A
Hey.
lot of female Freddie Freeman jerseys.
don't get me wrong. My wife has a Freddie Freeman jersey. Okay. And she's even got the one with the red number in the front, the expensive one. So she got the real Freddie Freeman jersey. But fellas, if your favorite player on this team is Freddie Freeman, like last year, I'm like, you white. Like you definitely white. I don't know how Mookie Betts is not your favorite player on this team. Like if you love ball, like that is just
I mean, it's again, like we've talked about this before, but the Dodgers have like all their stars are very likable. Like Freddie Freeman's a very likable guy. Like it. Yeah, I get it. He's got that bright smile. He's
goddamn veneers. Like they're so big. He looks like he has like a million teeth.
He has horse teeth for sure.
Those aren't even his real teeth. But best smile. We have three great smiles on that team between him, Teo, and Mookie's up there. So okay. But your favorite player is Shohei Ohtani. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, that's like everyone.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Those
It's like,
jerseys
oh
are
yeah, I like LeBron James too.
Everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, but beyond that,
Yeah. But then like, if your favorite player is Anthony Bonda, like, you're probably you're probably a fan of tattoos.
Related
Like
to
Bonda has a huge fan base, and I mean that in like size. Like there's a lot of them. You know.
Is it good? He pitches for the Mexican national team. Is there any chance
He gets a lot of love. He gets a lot of. We have a lot of Mexican fans, obviously, and he gets a lot of from the ladies.
I knew that, but yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. I mean, he was one of our top.
He really brought the vibes to the parade.
I will say the people. So back in the 2017 team with like Cody Bellinger, Chris Taylor. So Cody Bellinger was you're a girl if he's your favorite player.
Yeah.
Like you're definitely a girl.
He's my sister's favorite player.
He was everybody's favorite player. Like, I still remember. Shout out Marianne and Jen.
Oh, it's wrong guy. He did not play for the Mexican national team.
I remember Marianne and Jen bought tickets down the first baseline, like literally at first base, so they could just stare at Cody Bellinger's ass the entire time. It wasn't Marianne, it was Jen. And I was there, and I was like, "There's some nice seats, guys." Like, and I'm like, "Oh, that's why you're here." Oh, you guys are sitting down for defense and then going up to get something for offense. Oh, I got you. Like, so Cody Bellinger was a big fan, big hit with the ladies. There was some Chris Taylor girls, and then there's Kike Hernandez girls. So like, it's like popular with the ladies, but I feel like Mookie Betts is the classic. Like, you love ball, Mookie Betts loves ball, and Tommy Edmonds like close behind as far as like positional versatility, like ready to do whatever, like is ready to sacrifice like for the team. Like, you love guys like that.
Anyone that's previous favorite player was Chris Taylor. It's probably moved it to Tommy Edman.
That's, you know what? That's probably true.
That's fair.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Like, who do you think Taylor from Baller? Who do you think his favorite player is? Because it was Chris Taylor when we were working there.
Oh, really?
Yes, 100%.
That's a good question.
I think it's probably Tommy Edman.
You know, it's weird. Mookie moves around positions too.
He does. But
no love for the Mook, huh?
I don't know. I just feel like he kind of doesn't like. He prefers the guys who had to kind of work for it a little bit, not the superstar.
But he loved Machado. He would glaze Machado every day.
Yeah, well, that's the opposite.
That was such a weird time to be a Dodger fan. To see Taylor Adams glaze Machado every day. He'd be like, "Look at his getup, dude," and I'm like, "Yeah, I get that, but like, bro, like, Matt Chapman's better, bro." Like, I'd be like, "Chapman's better, man." But no, this is such a weird. Yeah. Tommy's at least halfway, I guess. So that's what probably wins it. I'm telling you, bro, it makes no sense that Mookie is not more loved on this team. He's beloved by the league. I feel like every other player in the league loves this guy.
Mookie deserves a lot of love. He's
a lot more than he's
a very
getting.
Lovable guy. He's that's the jersey I bought in 2020.
That's the jersey I bought.
Yeah.
Like,
not
I'm a Mookie guy.
Weird.
Murph, who's that? Who's that guy? Who's the guy that needs more love? Do you think Cattell gets enough love from the D-backs fan base?
No, actually, I don't think he does. I think Carroll's the fan favorite.
Really?
I mean, like, I think casual downback fans, like, I think also just assume Carroll's the best player.
That's so weird because like Cattell's like he's like he's more developed. He's like settled in. He's the superior current player for sure. I'm sure Carroll projects into a Cattell comparable, if not better player. But like Cattell is right now, he is projected. Like, he is like fully fleshed out. He's
unquestionably our best player.
Yeah.
And people that don't acknowledge that, like, are definitely casuals. Like, as far as Diamondback fans are, I don't care. If you're not following Diamondbacks, that's fine. Like, I don't expect everyone to know everyone's best player. But though, if you like all the goofball people that like love the fun, basically every David Peralta fan, it's all about Lords Gurriel.
LGJ?
They've moved on to Pena. Dude, he has like
got the
purple like mohawk
exactly,
like hair, and yeah, dude, everyone has moved to him. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The bird.
Every David Peralta fan is moved. To Pena power. Yeah.
Pena. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, because his hair looks like a pineapple sprout. That's kind of where that came from.
Murph, who's the most hated Dodger for the D-backs, do you think?
Honestly, probably Muncy. Everyone, just from people I talk to, everyone thinks like he just has a really like punchable face. He's kind of obnoxious. He's like talks a lot of shit, and he's like the 7th best player in the lineup. I think it's probably Muncy, for being honest. The top guys don't get a lot of hate. Like Otani's shoved down everyone's throat, so obviously he gets like some blowback for that, but no one really hates him. Mookie, Freeman, no one, it's more bitter that you guys end up with other teams' MVPs, but it's not like they're just the players themselves. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot more hate at the Red Sox for trading him than there is on him himself. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like sports hate, I'd probably say Kike, just because the dude's very clutch, it feels like, for how good he normally is. Like that delta is like pretty large.
Shots fired.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of hate for Kershaw. I mean, we kind of got to him the 2 times we played him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's allowed to hate Kershaw as far as like a player. Like he has, if you have competed with us, he has given you the only team that's not allowed to like him is the Giants, because apparently he just owns the Giants. Everybody else has received a gift at some point. Okay,
like he's dominated us for a decade, but like playoff wise, we faced him twice, and I think we hit 4 home runs off of him. Oh, we lost though in 2017.
I was at that game,
and then
behind home plate.
Didn't let him get out of the first inning in 2023. So like, I don't think there's a lot of hate on our end for Kershaw, really. Yeah, I would say Muncy. Muncy's probably the most hated.
I still remember those D-backs homers in the playoffs against Kershaw. I was behind home, and I'll be like, "Damn, that ball went far. I hope it's not out of here." and then literally the next pitch, it's like, "Damn, that shit went far. Oh man, that's not good."
Yeah,
you just see it like, pew! Like you're like, "Whoa, that might land fair. That's not good." All right, and then of course Murph blowing me up. He's like texting me during this while he's like, "Oh yeah, classic Kershaw meltdown." And I was like, "It's fine. Just plenty of baseball left to play."
I mean, they were all like, I think they were all solos.
They were solo shots, yeah.
And
was
I think what's called
was that a JD Martinez when y'all had him?
Yeah,
and Nick Ahmed, I think, had one of them too. Mm-hmm. It was really
Ahmed
random.
His little porch, and I think Christian Walker had one.
I call it Ahmed Corner.
I think it's his only hit of his only plate appearance of the series.
That's all he does is hit bombs against us.
When I was at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, thank God he's on a team that we're not going to see anymore.
No, July 4th, he's at Dodger Stadium.
What with the Astros?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. We're not going to see them in the playoffs.
There are going to be some fireworks in Dodger Stadium, July 4th.
Very funny, very funny. Yeah.
Colin's got that date circled.
I feel like NL West teams should have made more of an effort to like get that guy, because he loves us. Like
seriously, what's it called? Giants, you're looking for a bat.
I know. What the hell? You're starting Wilmer Flores at first? Christian Walker is right there.
What's it called? Padres, you want to beat the Dodgers?
Nah, they don't want to do that. Have you seen them play? Like, did you see what we did to Dylan Cease yesterday? They don't want to play us. They don't care. They're over this too.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what's it called? If you want a guy.
He was the guy.
That guy's done it. So.
Oh, all right, guys. We got to talk hoop.
Hold on, last one though. Who's your guys' most hated on our team? I know you guys don't really think about us too much. That's fine. I'm not saying we're a huge rivalry. So I got a list. I just want to undercut that argument right now. No. You guys actually not like.
I've got a list. The thing is, like, me personally, I love Ketel Marte. Like, he's one of my favorite players. So like that's kind of hard to say, but he does own us. Like, and so does Perdomo, and so does Moreno. Like, they all like for some reason decide like, hey, you know what team I really fucking hate? The Dodgers. It's like, I think I'll step up today and just start mashing. I would say for me, it was actually your manager back when we had Greinke and Puig,
Gibson.
Bob Gibson.
Kirk
Gibson. I love Bob Gibson. Why would I say that? Kirk Gibson, when he was managing you guys, was not a huge fan, and I did not like Miguel Montero for that reason, because I felt like he called for the ball up top like this, and he literally was like calling for it to throw at Puig's head. So they threw at Greinke and they threw at Puig, and I was like, I hate this team. I hate everybody on this team. I hate their guts, and I hope they die.
We got into a lot of beanball wars with.
I don't know what the hell is wrong with you guys. Like, the fight also was insane. The fight was crazy. Did you see McGuire come out? Like, he looked like roid raged, like full on. I was like,
I wonder where that rage came from.
Yeah, he looked upset. I was like, damn, Mark.
Roid raged. He was roid raged.
Yeah. No, he was like grabbing the arm, like you could see like his veins popping out and all that. And I was like, damn, Mark is upset, guys. Like, you might want to get him away from people. But yeah, no, I hated that team. And I hated Montero for that reason. But what a jerk off. Other than that, I don't know. Dan, any player you hate?
I'm literally like scrolling through their roster to see if I have any strong.
Probably
Strong
LGJ is the closest thing, just because of the Gurriel connection.
Yeah, it's fair.
The
Since the
idiotic
weather.
haircut, the
Maybe-
stupid bird celebration that, even then, like Shohei hit one and then mocked him. So it's like, you can't even be that mad at him for that. It's like, it's all good fun. They all like kind of apologize. Or I think Shohei and him like caught up after and was like,
I'm
it's
I'm
all,
gonna decide in this moment to hate Perdomo. That
Dude,
asshole.
he kills us. He fucking kills us, bro. Like, I don't understand. What do you say fuck me for, dude? Like, why?
Perdomo has, and I still stand by, the world's greatest baseball savant page. And
Yeah.
yes,
It's the
all
police
ones, all
siren.
99s.
Red and
Yeah.
blue. Red and blue.
His 2023 one is just like that will never be replicated.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like the MLB The Show sliders, like, and then like just stops. Amazing. Not a power guy. Not a power hitter. We'll be right back, and when we get back, we're gonna talk some NBA. We're gonna talk hoops, NBA finals. Don't leave. Don't leave. I know nobody wants to hear about the finals, but like, don't leave.
Ouch.
Oh, that's good stuff, boys. I appreciate that. We'll make it quick. We'll make NBA like 10 minutes and 10 minutes
Yeah,
max,
yeah.
and then get into matchups. All right, and we're back. Welcome back, everybody. Actually, before we start NBA, one more little baseball thing. Look at this card that Day made for me for Father's Day. This is
Look at that.
I'm very proud of this. So actually, it was Carol. Carol helped Dave make this, but it was very sweet, and I just wanted to show it off on the show. This is one of my favorite things this week. That should have been my gratitude, but I got something else I'm grateful for.
Just going through things.
Oh, welcome back, listeners. I'm Euno Lee, joined by our co-hosts again, Dan Grievitz and Collin Murphy. We are talking NBA. We're talking about the finals. It's the Thunder 3, the Pacers 2, the Halliburton getting an MRI on his calf. It's looking dicey, boys. I think they're just going to take him out back and put him down. What are we thinking here? Is it do the Pacers just keel over and die, or do you think it's going one more game?
I don't think they'll keel over and die. I think it's a team that has a lot of fight, and that home court, like the fans are. I was gonna say, like both fan bases are bring a lot of intensity. The atmosphere has been really good. I don't think they're gonna like roll over. But I do think the Thunder will win Game 6. I think after Game 4, after the Pacers let Game 4 slip through their grasp, I think this was kind of always going to happen.
Game 4 really did feel like a must-win. Like they had to take that 3-1 lead back, and it just does feel like they kind of just missed an opportunity there. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. They made the Thunder work for it last night, and Halliburton didn't really give him anything last night either. Even when he played, he did not look great. So I don't think they're really going to be hurt a lot. I find it hard to believe, short of Mathurin or whatever popping off, that they really have enough to really stay with him. I mean, he's a guy that can get hot. We saw he had 27 points in 22 minutes in Game 3, was it? So he's definitely a guy that can go off if they need him, but he also didn't play at all in Game 1. So he's someone that Carlisle likes to go to when he needs a spark, and they're going to need a spark at this point.
Like the Thunder is the Thunder have so much talent, and if guys like Cason Wallace and Wiggins are hitting threes, like what are you gonna do? Like it's just coming from all directions. So if that continues, then there's no they need to get cold from 3 again for Indy to have a chance. But yeah, I do think like you said, they didn't get much at all from Halliburton last game, and they were hanging tough. They were within 5 in the fourth quarter. Pascal Siakam is he's a fighter. He was a big part of that 2019 team that won. He's been a winning basketball player for a long time, and yeah, like another thing that's been a lot of fun to watch has been both defenses. Like they both just apply so much pressure, and I think they don't both feed off the home crowd. So I do think the Indy defense will be looking good. But yeah, offensively, I think if Halliburton isn't running the show for them, it'll be hard to see where the rest of the offense is going to be coming from.
Yeah, because I still think running that closing five that I presume they're going to try and run some form of potentially McConnell, Nemhard, Naismith, Siakam, and Turner, like that's a five that can hold with OKC.
Yeah,
I mean, I think where this really hurts is replacing Halliburton's 30 minutes. Like,
Yep.
But as far as like if they can just stick around and hold it, I mean, Jalen Williams probably isn't dropping 40 again. Chet Holmgren's had an awful series. You kind of have to hope he continues at that. But I think they could survive an SGA 30 and 10 game here. They just need Jalen Williams not to pop off, Chet to keep playing like how he has, and have the bench toned down a little bit. I mean, this Indiana team has tons of offense. It's been an equal opportunity offense all year long. I think that's the one thing that sometimes the star matchup of Halliburton versus SGA, it's a little bit different. Like the Pacers really don't need Halliburton to pop off to be successful. I think SGA scoring is a very crucial component of OKC being an elite team. They can win without it, but to be elite, they need it. I don't think the Pacers need that as much. Any of those guys can go off for 30 pretty easily. Well, not McConnell, but the other three, Siakam, Nemhard, and Naismith. Because I also meant not Miles Turner either, like certainly not. But like those other three guys can. And even Mathurin, like he had 27. Like I don't expect him to be that good again, but if he can give him something that, because they need to replace those 32 minutes somehow.
And Obi Toppin was looking good for a couple of games too. Like they're deep. They have like, if they come out really strong and feed off the crowd and win game 6, I wouldn't be surprised. But I do think ultimately the Thunder take the series.
I do think the series is wrapped. Yeah. I just can't see OKC's too good of a team to blow it twice. I feel at this point, especially one at home. I know they're young, but I just can't see it.
They're pretty young boys. Like they are young enough to do something this stupid.
They're not like a tight young team though. Like
I mean,
they're very loose.
Like if they
they're pretty loose for a young team. Yeah, for sure.
We'd be having a very different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, game 7 would be awesome. Just because I love game 7s. I'll actually watch that game.
You haven't watched the series?
I haven't watched a single fucking game. I watched the highlights and I saw the Shea shot.
It's been a fun watch. It's been good. It's been high energy. There's been some unfortunate uniform combinations because the Pacers insist on only wearing their yellows. So when the Thunder do the right thing and wear the whites at home, it's light on light and it looks bad. And then if the Thunder decide to contrast with the yellows, then it's the blue on the blue key and they sort of disappear into the court. None of it looks good. But when the games were in Indiana, they look good.
And game 6 will be in Indiana.
Yeah.
More incentive, I've not watched any of this series. I'll admit I've missed one of the games because of the wedding stuff, but like, it's.
Yeah, the baseball has been fuego the past couple of weeks.
One to miss.
We've had some good baseball these past couple of weeks. So I've been watching a lot of Dodgers. I probably watch every Dodger home game or Dodger game every day it's on. So, and we've had some good matchups between the Giants and the Padres last week, and it's some good baseball going on. So that's why I've been tuning in. Okay. Well, let's move on to matchups to look forward to. So we're going to do just the matchup around the horn one time, and then we'll go to our gratitude and rants for the next segment. Okay. So I'll start, give you guys a little bit of time to charge up and whatever you're coming up with, since pretty obvious one we got this weekend. UFC is popping off again. We've got Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira at 155 pounds, 155, formerly a very stacked division. Now, not so much. So basically, the pound for pound number 1, Islam Makhachev, who was the 155 champion, vacated the title, will be going up to 170, and therefore left the 155 belt to be basically just contested this weekend. Ilia Topuria is a 145 who's putting on 10 extra pounds to have a more comfortable weight cut. It's crazy what these athletes do for the weight cuts. Like, it is... Like, when you see them kind of dried out, it's kind of scary. Like, you do worry that it's having like a pretty adverse effect on their long-term health just to cut this weight. Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria should be pretty comfortable at 155. It's a matchup between a grappler and a amazing boxer / wrestler in Topuria. A Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master in Charles Oliveira. So it's like who's going to end up on the feet? How's it going to play out? Is Charles going to get knocked out? Because Topuria's just got hands of stone, and so we're just trying to see like how long this lasts, and does is Ilya going to pull it out at the new weight class? So that should be an interesting matchup. I'm excited to see who wins, but I think it's mostly leaning Ilya. Like it's looking like Topuria is probably going to pull this out. So that's the matchup to watch. And Ilya, to his credit, does a lot of good promo. He talks a lot. He talks a lot. He's like a Georgian Conor McGregor. He won't shut the fuck up. So like I really want him to lose, but he's probably gonna win. That's it for my matchup. How about you, Dan? What do you got?
I have a whole bunch of matchups here. I have a couple series that I'm looking forward to. Mets Phillies should be fun. The top two in the NL East. I'm also looking forward to this next weekend. We have Red Sox Giants, so we'll have Devers against the Red Sox pretty much right away. That'll be fun to see how that goes. Got a couple pitching matchups that I found. Garrett Crochet against Luis Castillo should be good. Mackenzie Gore against Clayton Kershaw should be an interesting one, especially after Kershaw's last couple starts. He was looking good. I will have more to say about the Club World Cup, but there's a couple of interesting games there with Boca Juniors against Bayern. Should be a fun one. And then Flamengo Chelsea and PSG Botafogo. And last but not least, shout out to Caitlin Clark coming back. Since the Fever are on TV so much, it's better when she's around to actually. That team's a lot more watchable when she's playing. So they'll be playing the Aces this weekend. A lot to choose from.
Couldn't do it without a WNBA reference, huh?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Murph, what do you got?
Well, this shouldn't be a surprise to you guys because I've been texting about it since it started. But I'm all eyes on Omaha. The College World Series. We're actually down to the final 5 teams left. I had 3 teams in the final 8. I was kind of hoping we were going to win it. Murray State, unfortunately, we're the fourth seeded regional team to ever make it to Omaha. They got eliminated in 2 games. And just before this started, Oregon State, the last of the Tupac, got eliminated. They got walked off by
so
Louisville.
much.
And so all that's left for me to root for is the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. They are they're in the final on their side of the bracket. They'll play Louisville. They have two bites at the apple, only need to beat them once. And then they make it to the College World Series final, where it looks like they're probably going to play an SEC team. We'll see if UCLA can come back against Arkansas today, but I imagine that doesn't change your guys' opinion too much. You guys are definitely like me. We're team left side of the bracket here, and definitely on the Chanticleers, full through and through. Yeah, that's my main watch matchup. Yeah, all in. Let's go.
I remember
Coastal
one
Carolina.
more matchup I wanted to shout out.
Jesus Christ. What do you got, pal?
If the Oilers win tonight, we'll have a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup. And
Oh
that's
shit!
the
Okay,
only
I'll watch
time
that too.
Yeah, that'll be good.
All right, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to gratitude and rants. Oh boy. Here we go. It's our favorite segment where we say one thing that we're grateful for. And apparently on this show, a million fucking things that we want to rant about. But let's try to keep it to 1 and 1, boys. Gratitude and rants brought to you by, I don't know, Morton Salt. Murph, what do you got?
So grateful. First and foremost, I will throw out one from I was going to bring in last week, but in the College Softball World Series Championship, Texas was batting against Texas Tech. Texas Tech was running the same pitcher out the entire time. She tried to throw an intentional walk for the first time all season, and on the 3-0 count, the Texas lady hit a go-ahead 2-run single on it. I love watching IBBs go wrong. This felt like karmic justice. It's man on man or woman on woman. Win your matchup. No free bases. Glad that got punished. And my other one is Braves. Beautiful choke job versus the Diamondbacks. Padres as well. been absolutely loving the way teams have been capitulating versus us recently. The never say die men backs are back.
Never
Vibes
say
are immaculate.
Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
It beats the out of the drinking bleaching backs that we had 2 weeks ago. So
the vibes change pretty rapidly, series to series. But that's what happens when you get swept, sweep, get swept, sweep, sweep. So, but the never say Diamondbacks are alive and well.
oh my god. Hey Dan, we're in trouble when they come up with stupid themes like this. Like Snacks Alive or whatever the hell. Like no step on Snack.
Yeah,
The rally backs.
The rally backs,
They
the
have an
cardiac
identity,
backs.
but it is a very chaotic identity.
That's the problem. It is chaotic and like just chaotic enough to win 3 games in NLDS. I think so.
Maybe.
It's just backs that just leads itself to a lot of really fun nicknames. The baby backs, the rally backs, the answer backs.
But guys didn't even play off the backs this time. You guys made it never say Diamondbacks, which is like phenomenal. That was man.
Oh yeah. Are we all doing grateful, or I go straight to my rant now?
Yeah, go straight to your rant.
Okay. I'm gonna start with a light one here, which is the 8 hit by pitches reviews in the College World Series are absolutely ridiculous. I swear some of these guys are just kind of bracing for a 90-mile-an-hour ball hitting them, but because they flinched an inch, they're getting called a strike. In the Arkansas elimination game versus when they eliminated Murray State, the pitcher pitched a no-hitter. I think it's the 3rd all-time no-hitter, and he hit a guy in the 8th, but that was actually fine. But in the 9th, he also hit a batter as well, and that batter did not move into it at all. None of the announcers thought he did, and that he got a strikeout instead of a hit-by-pitch runner on. Murray State would have a chance to actually make something maybe interesting in the 9th. I don't know. That Gage was dealing, and it was a very great outing. They only had 1 ball leave the infield the entire game, but either way, just it's absolute ridiculous appropriation of like the leaning into pitches rule. Like these are balls that are into the box. Clearly, the guys are spinning back, and then they like do like a little brace, and then they're calling it a strike or even a strikeout. And I just find it to be utterly ridiculous. My other is in the rainout. The last time the Diamondbacks got swept in Cincinnati. The Cincinnati field turf guys or the umps, whoever was in charge of it, absolutely ridiculous. They made us play through a monsoon into the 5th. We had the lead. Made us start up the 6th. Lightning started going out instantly. Made us play through that. Reds ended up tying the game in the 6th, and they postponed it until tomorrow. Casualties from that game, Christian Mina now is getting Tommy John. He was the pitcher that was pitching in the monsoon. Throwing a wet ball probably could be related. And Gabby Moreno missed the next several games because he took a ball that skipped weirdly off the ground into his hand while he was catching. And then the next day, while the Reds were pitching, the rain came down, and before it turned into a monsoon, they decided to bring the tarp out. So apparently you could bring the tarp out in the middle of an inning, and you didn't have to finish the entire inning to do it, but only when the Reds had the ball, apparently. So that was an utterly ridiculous, decision-making on back-to-back days. It's the first day of the series. Like, just play the doubleheader the next day. It's not even a big deal. It's not like we're trying to have to reschedule games so we can have some collusion in game 162 on the last day of the regular season, Manfred. We can just, get rid of this, pretty easily here. So utterly just ridiculous. A lot of people or tinfoil hatting that because the game wasn't on Apple TV, they didn't want to call it. And the next day, then the game the next day might not. That seems right up your alley with your, I know you're normally more of a shoe company conspiracy guy, but the telecoms and big, streamers, I think that certainly could rope into, the Nike mafia.
That might be a contract thing, actually. Yeah, it might actually be like a contract thing where Apple loses the game if it gets called for weather. And so, because there was a similar like a Dodgers Mets matchup from 3 weeks ago on a Friday that was like severely rain delayed, and they played it out. And unfortunately, the good people of Queens went home at like 1 a.m. Like it was pretty rough.
And it was still raining too, right? Like
it was still pouring, and they just like forced them to play through it. And I was like, and the funny part was, there was no way they should have kept playing. And second, it just was like, okay, we lost Kershaw. That sucks. Like that was less than ideal. And then they just kind of, we're trucking through. And I'm like, oh, this is like a normal start time on the West Coast. It started back up at like 7 here. And I was like, oh, nice. Like, okay, cool.
That was the crazy part. Is like both teams just decided they didn't want their starting pitchers pitching in it, and so everyone went to the pen once the rain really started coming out. My only presumption here is because it wasn't even really a pitch count thing, was that both managers were just like, I don't want our guys throwing in this, and yet the umps and the grounds crew decided that nah, lightning's fine, this monsoon is fine, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just a ridiculously selfish decision, and I just can't believe it, especially with how quickly they called it the next day. Yeah, asinine.
Only Collin can spin something that was corrected, an error that was corrected, as something that was patently unfair. Okay. Dan, go ahead. Gratitude and rants.
All right. Really the thing I'm most grateful for was beating Collin last week in fantasy. That was that was important, and I'm happy that my team closed it out. I also wanted to shout out what would have been my gratitude last week, the French Open final between Sinner and Alcaraz, one of the best tennis finals ever. Really good. Alcaraz came back from 2 sets down. Crazy tennis, really high quality. And then a couple nights ago, we had Clayton Kershaw having a vintage Kershaw start. The curveball was looking like public enemy #1 again. Like it was straight out of 2014 Kershaw. Which was very fun to see. Like I have 2 Kershaw bobbleheads back here. He's been my favorite Dodger for a while, which leads me to my rant, which unfortunately the night before we had Kershaw who put the Bible verse on his hat to sort of protest the Pride Night. The duality of Kershaw was in open display this week.
What was the verse?
It was Genesis 9:12-16. It was about rainbow. Like it's one that's quoted a lot to basically say that the rainbow's ours. It should mean this. So it sort of dampened a bit the enthusiasm for the on the field stuff. But yeah, I mean, he put it front and center. Like he put it on his hat. We had a nice close up of it on the screen. Beyond that, less annoying, but still not great. As I mentioned, the Club World Cup has had some of the games have been great, and then some of them, like for whatever reason, they insist on putting them in NFL stadiums, and there's like 20,000 people there, so it's like mostly empty. If they did it in an MLS fields, all these games would have been full. But yeah, like it worked. Like PSG Atletico Madrid in Rose Bowl had 80,000 people there. That was great. But some of these other games, like the game today was at MetLife Field, and it was a good matchup, Fluminense against Borussia Dortmund, but it looked empty.
That's the only time Dortmund's gonna play at MetLife, so you better like
exactly. It was like it started at like 2 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Why aren't there fans?
I'm gonna miss work for that shit.
Yeah. So like a very stark contrast to what I was saying about the NBA Finals, which the atmosphere has been great. The atmosphere has not been there for this tournament, but maybe it'll turn around later on.
2 absolutely rabid fan bases, by the way, in Indiana and OKC.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Say what you will about OKC and taking the team away from Seattle, like that fan base really loves that team. Like, give OKC their flowers, man. Like, they didn't ask for the team; they killed it though. Like, so pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, the atmosphere has been great. You're missing out,
I'll catch it. I'll catch Game 7. Gratitude, real quick. All right. So since my rant 2 weeks ago, boys, Tanner Scott has given up 0 runs, 7 innings pitched. Okay. He's given up, I think, 2 hits. He has been balling out of his mind. He made Juan Soto look like a child. He made Pete Alonso look like a moron. Like, he has been balling out. So grateful for Tanner Scott. And my other gratitude was, Dan, as you mentioned, Clayton Kershaw wearing the Bible verse on his hat. I'm just kidding. The thing I'm grateful for is Kershaw has been rounding into form. He looks like a pitcher. He's actually pitching, which is to say he's kind of doing the wily veteran Greg Maddux thing, where he's just like, look, I don't have the gas anymore. I don't have anything anymore. Yeah, my fastball is like 88. My slider's like touching 83 on a good day. Okay, like see if you can hit it. I don't know. And they haven't been able to. Like, it's pretty awesome to see like old school pitching. So the baseball fan in me loves the old school pitcher because I was a huge Zach Greinke fan for a similar reason. Just the old school. We're gonna find outs and get them somehow. You know, I like that mentality. To see Kershaw doing it is very warms my heart.
Especially with the curveball, because it's such a aesthetically pleasing curveball.
It's really beautiful curveball. Yeah,
yeah.
It just falls out.
He needs that Greinke 50-mile-an-hour ethos.
He threw a 46 mile per hour curveball the other day out like way outside. But yeah, no, it's in his arsenal. He'll pull it out if you make him. But that's the kind of crazy stuff. I love seeing that. I just love pitchers, like pitchers who pitch, as opposed to like, because I'm kind of like, oh man, shakes fist at cloud about like, you know, throwing 100 miles an hour
anymore.
Yeah, it's just like gas, like slider with like 18 inches of break. Like, all right, I got it. Like
sweeper, fastball.
Yeah, sweeper, fastball, fastball high, fastball low. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just love seeing like old school pitching. Rant. Well, let's start with the fucking jersey I'm wearing. Not a fan.
Finally.
This has been rough. It's been a rough episode. I see myself wearing a Japan jersey from WBC. Lighting. This is, I believe, this belongs to Dan now. So I'm gonna find a way to send this to Chicago. I'll make sure to smoke as many cigarettes in it as I possibly can before I send it to you. But this is a number 51 Ichiro Suzuki jersey. Let me take it off so they can. Are you?
Go.
Oh my god! Is this your celebration lighting?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm excited, you know.
The quality on this jersey is surprisingly not that bad for $20.
DHgate comes through.
Shout out to DHgate.
This is also DHgate.
Yeah, I was able to get this before the tariffs hit, so very happy about that. Not that DHgate complies with tariffs in the first place, but here we have it. Ichiro Suzuki, number 51.
Hell yeah.
Pretty sure his name should be in Japanese, but whatever.
Like, what can you expect? You know, I think I just love the kind of the cultural, you know, moment that this is. We have a Korean buying a Japanese jersey from China, and we're just representing a lot of, you know, Eastern Asia here. So
huge shout out DHK. Huge shout out. Like, I will never buy anything else from you, but I will take a fake jersey that I have to pay a bet on. That's my rant number one. And
I keep saying with Fanatics, like the baseball jersey they have is better.
You can't tell the difference. I'm not even kidding. Day's Otani jersey like might be lower quality material than this.
Probably is.
And it costs 5 times as much as this. So that's another thing. Real quick. Oh boy. All right. My rant is just real quick. Why the fuck would you trade Rafael Devers to the Giants? Like, that's the part, like, I don't understand. Like, who the fuck that was? I thought that was a good idea. Like, I'm so pissed. I just don't understand. Like, bro, I get it's a salary dump. I get it. You could have traded him to any other team, but you trade him to a team that A, gives you fucking nothing, and B, like, desperately needed him. You know? Why would you do that? Like, whose brilliant idea was this in the fucking Red Sox front office? Like, dude, Craig Breslow is my sworn enemy. What the hell are you doing, bro? Like, and then you know what? You know what makes it even better is he hates Chaim Bloom and all those like all the moves that he made. But guess what Chaim Bloom did for us? He sent us Mookie Betts on a silver platter. All right, so
I have some quotes from someone else on this trade. I just want you to help me out with this maybe a little bit.
He's gonna shit on me. I
just saw the full trade details. Goddamn Ping, y'all made off like bandits. How the fuck did you get a team to swallow that entire contract? Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Bro,
that is the positive perspective.
Doing? They threw a bag at Willie Adames and Rafael Devers? Question mark exclamation point.
You got to talk yourself into this. But here's the thing.
I'm just wondering, what would you say to that person if you were to talk about the reaction to the trade?
I would say that person was definitely cracking a joke and trying to talk himself out of what he's feeling right now, which is, oh my God, we might lose the division, dude. Like, I'm a little worried. We are very injured. This is the kind of move that actually does fire up a team because, hey, guess who's walking through that door? A 900 OPS plus, or 900 OPS guy. This is concerning.
Giants were already looking good.
I am not going to act like
Ray's a one hell of a 1-2.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am not going to act like I am unfussed about this trade when I'm on air. Okay, like I'll be honest with you guys, this sucks. Initially, when I'm like, oh yeah, LOL, they're stuck on the hook for Damas and Chapman. Like you might as well just fucking pay Juan Soto $765 million. I can joke. No, this is not a joke, guys. Like that's an actual team with an actual like the biggest position of need actually was like some pop. Honestly, it was some pop. It wasn't even like we need an average hitter or like a guy who makes contact or a base runner.
They
need
haven't
pop.
had a 30 home run hitter in like several years, and yeah. Here
Why the fuck would you do that? Like how many? I bet you the Blue Jays called. You know, they're like, hey,
as Laker fans, we have no right to complain about.
We have
this,
no right to
but
complain.
They should have shopped him around. Like
send them anywhere else. Like what the hell is wrong with you, dog?
Shop your guy around.
I will say,
okay, don't send him to the D-backs. That's the other team.
I
All right, like
you sold it a little short on the last time they had a 30 home run hitter. Do you want to know who it was?
Was it Barry Bonds?
It is Barry Bonds.
That's fucking insane.
Do you want to know who the one before Barry Bonds was?
Was it Jeff Kent?
It is Jeff Kent. Great work. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah,
Thanks.
I mean, it's been a long
Yeah.
time since they've had one.
I knew it was a streak, but I didn't realize it was that long. That's crazy.
You know what sucks is they traded for Chris Bryant unironically and never got that. You know, like
well, that
sucks to
was
suck, guys.
later career Chris Bryant.
But this is one of those like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
an
yeah.
even year. It's not even an even year, but it's kind of like even year bullshit where it's just like you guys randomly are good this year and like what the fuck? Why would you do that? Like whose bright idea was this? Like fuck Breslow, dude. Like I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm mad on behalf of Red Sox fans and I'm mad as a Dodger fan. That's horrible.
I will say it is better when the Giants are good. That rivalry when it's
I don't need a quadrivalry. Okay, like this is too much, man.
We'll beat him anyway.
My
We'll
heart
beat
can't
him
take
anyway.
it no more. Okay, like there's too many rivals, bro. Like we fucking hate the D-backs, we hate the Padres, we hate the Giants. Like how many of these games do I fucking have to watch, dude? Like Jesus Christ.
Okay, but you know we have a pretty good team too. We'll yeah,
We banged
it'll
up
be
like
fun.
a motherfucker, losing games, and then everybody's like losing their minds. It's just like, oh, what is happening? Why are we losing? Oh, I don't know, because we're missing like an entire starting rotation,
We're
and half
banged
our
up, but we're
bullpen?
still in first. We're like
which is insane.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Just outscore them, dude. What are you talking about? Just score more runs.
To me, Giants Dodgers isn't a real rivalry until the Giants manager is punching Dodger fans in Old Pass after the series. What 70-year-old Bruce Bochy did, I think, back in like 2016 or something.
Oh, God, I hate that team so much. Dude.
No charges were
Giants.
filed because they knew what the Dodger fans were egging him on. Honestly, I don't think that story really got picked up in the press. It was kind of wild.
Oh yeah, it got buried out here for sure. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? What the hell? We got enough bad press, parking lot stuff and all.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
is Old Pass, not the Dodger parking lot.
Old Pass pretty much is the Dodger parking lot. Have you seen those fucking old guys outside ranting,
It's a
all drunk and shit,
thousand times
talking about how
close.
Clayton Kershaw needs to be like traded and shit like that after like bad playoff losses? I'm just like, you guys are the fucking parking lot. Like, what the hell is this? Anyway, fuck Breslow. Fuck the Red Sox. Fuck Rafa Devers and fuck Buster Posey. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. This is bullshit. Dude, it's legit. It's cause for concern. Legit cause for concern. Like he's a shot in the arm.
Yeah, they will be there at the end of the year.
Watch Adames start like fucking raking, dude. I'm gonna be so mad.
But look, last time the Giants were good, 2021,
We beat them.
gave us that. We watched that game together in the divisional series. That was a hell of a moment. Like
my favorite
that
check
was-
swing ever.
Yeah.
Very fair, very accurate.
Gotta check the swing, boy. But yeah, it's just been a whirlwind of a weekend. Yeah, I'm tired of all this Dodger hate. I feel like it's cool to hate on the Dodgers right now, and everybody's dunking on us, and ESPN's just having a field day. We won the damn game. You know what they said at the end? It's the real winners are the San Francisco Giants who land Rafael Devers. I'm just like, fuck you guys. I hate Sunday Night Baseball. Like, screw ESPN.
I mean, yeah, we'll just keep winning.
I mean,
Stupid ass team.
winning 1 out of 162 games or landing a 964 OPS hitter. Like,
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
absolute coup for them.
Yeah, but you're
But-
covering the game.
Yeah.
Cover the fucking game. All right, like Nobody asked you to be Woj. All right, like just cover the damn game. All right, fucking unbelievable. Anyway, and on that grumbly note, I'm Euno Lee, joined by my co-host Dan Grievance, Collin Murphy. This has been another edition of Everyone Hates Us.
35 F-bombs,
35.
Zero.
Is that what you're like marking down, like kind of furiously?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 35.
0 for Grievance and I. 1 if you count DG's quote, 2 if you count my quote. But again, we were quoting people.
I did do a quote this time, yeah.
So that really actually is 37 for you, because I was quoting you for my only 2.
You could have bleeped it out. We're at 37 total, so that's pretty good.
6 last week, or 2 weeks ago.
I'm letting go of the rope. I don't give a shit. Shaq, we're on live.
So yeah, just in case you were wondering.
No, I'm here to. You know what? We're R-rating this. Fuck it. No, this season has been too much for me baseball wise. Like, too many good teams. And the D-backs are stressing me out, bro. They're just doing the same thing they did 2 years ago, where they're just like, oh, LOL, we win. Like,
dude, we are so annoying to watch. It is so frustrating.
Down 5 runs? No problem, bro. Like,
yeah, well,
watch this.
It'd be funnier if we didn't also blow it when we were up 5 runs. Kind of.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. But yeah, it's either the drinking bleaching backs or the never say Diamondbacks. So
yeah.
Anyway, it's been a great episode. I gotta go make Taco Tuesday, so we're gonna close it out here.
Hell yeah.